If ever there was a tool that resisted rewiring our attentional circuits in a powerful way, this seems to be it. A simple practice that takes 17 minutes can forever rewire your brain to be able to attend better and compensate for some of that attention diversion, regardless of whether you are a child or an adult, whether you have ADHD or not. The effects are significant, long-lasting, and seem to exist after just one session of this peaceful 17-minute period of interoception. Let's take a step back and think about how we focus and how to improve focus. I'm going to share with you a tool for which there is excellent research data that will allow you, in a single session, to improve your ability to focus on theory for good. I'm not going to try to convince you to meditate. What we're going to talk about is when attention works and when attention falters, and specifically what attentional blinks are called, which we do all the time. People with ADHD tend to have many more attention blinks than people who don't. If you are looking to improve your focus and attention, like and share this video with your friends. This way, more people will be able to discover this powerful tool to rewire their brains. This is true for children and adults. If you see something that you are looking for or are very interested in something, you are definitely missing other information, in part because you are focusing too much on something. This leads to a very interesting hypothesis about what can go wrong in ADHD, where we always think they can't focus and yet we know they can focus on things they care about just fine. Maybe, just maybe, they are experiencing more attentional blinks than people who don't have ADHD, and in fact, there is data now to support the possibility that this is actually what is happening. This should be exciting for anyone who has ADHD and also for anyone who cares about increasing their focus and ability to attend. This is saying that these circuits that emphasize focusing on our ability to show up and our ability to eliminate distraction are not just failing to focus. This is just a semantic way of describing the result that they achieved by focusing on certain things and thus missing other things, and thus our distraction or the distraction of someone with ADHD may exist because they are above focusing on certain elements and they are therefore missing other elements that they should be attending to. What they really need is this property we call open monitoring. Now, open monitoring is something typically associated with people who have done a lot of meditation called Vasa meditation or spent a lot of time learning to do what is called open gaze analysis and open gaze thinking, but there is a simpler version of this that allows us to bypass everything. Your visual system has two processing modes. If you're too excited about something, you're in that soda straw view of the world and you're missing out on other things. These are high levels of attention. There is also a property of your visual system that allows you to dilate your gaze to be in a so-called panoramic view. Panning is something you can do right now, no matter where you are. Even though I'm still looking directly at you, I'm consciously dilating my gaze so that I can see the ceiling, floor, and walls around me. Panoramic vision is actually mediated by a separate stream or set of neural circuits that go from the eye to the brain, and it's a stream or set of circuits that is not just wide-angle vision, it's also better at processing things over time. Its frame rate is higher. This is something that can be trained and people can practice whether they have ADHD or not. What this involves is learning to consciously dilate your gaze. This is actually pretty easy for most people, whether or not you wear corrective lenses or contacts. You can consciously go into open gaze and then you can constrict your field of vision. Just as there are now reports published in the literature of a simple practice done for about 15 minutes where subjects were asked to just sit silently with their eyes closed and do something similar to meditation, but not direct their mind into any specific state or place, but simply think about their breathing. And focusing on your so-called interoception, focus on how your body feels if your mind wandered off to bring it back for about 15 minutes, which may not seem like a significant or unusual practice or that it would have any impact whatsoever. But notably, just doing that once for 17 minutes significantly reduced the number of attentional blinks that people would perform. In other words, their focus improved in a near permanent way without any additional training. Has something about this practice of reducing the amount of visual information coming in and learning to pay attention to itself. Same internal state, what we call interception, that allowed them to be aware in such a way that when they needed to look for visual targets when necessary to focus on several things in sequence, they did not experience the same number of attentional blinks. I should mention, not incidentally, as people get older and their working memory gets worse and their ability to concentrate gets worse, the number of attentional blinks they perform goes up. Now there are studies exploring whether this simple practice of meditation, 15 to 20 minutes or more of sitting and just resting and quietly paying attention to your breathing and internal state, can also offset some of that age-related what's called cognitive decline. What this data tells me is that regardless of whether or not you are a child or you are an adult, whether or not you have ADHD or not, whether or not you are experiencing age-related cognitive decline or you would simply like to avoid age-related problems, cognitive decline, a simple practice of taking 17 minutes of sitting and paying attention to your internal state, just intercepting, recording your breathing, recording your skin's contact with whatever surface you are on, can rewire your brain forever to be able to attend better and possibly even compensate for some of these age-related attention issues drift. I don't expect anyone to start meditating regularly. I don't expect anyone to do anything they don't want to do, but I think most of us could handle a 17-minute meditation session. If ever there was a tool that stood up to rewire our attention circuit in a powerful way, this seems to be it. Additionally, the ability to engage in panoramic vision to dilate our gaze is called open monitoring, which allows the brain to function in a way that can detect more information more quickly. This is also a powerful tool. The beauty of this tool is that it works first time and now it works every time. How exactly it works is a little unclear, however the effects are significant and long-lasting. They seem to exist after just one session of this quiet 17-minute interoception session, which to me makes it seem like something very worth doing for everyone. Practicing panoramic vision, dilating your gaze, allows your brain to detect more information quickly. This tool works the first time and its effects are long-lasting, making interoception a valuable practice for everyone. The practice of interoception, as mentioned in the text, is a powerful tool for rewiring our attentional circuits. By focusing our internal sensations, such as breathing and the body's contact with the environment, we can reduce the amount of visual information that reaches our brain and thus reduce attention blinks. This simple meditation practice, which takes just 17 minutes, can have a significant impact on our ability to concentrate and focus. By taking time to connect with our internal state, we can improve our awareness and thus be better able to direct our attention where we want it. Additionally, practicing panoramic vision, which involves dilating our gaze and increasing our field of vision, can also be a useful tool for improving our attention. By expanding our visual perception, we can detect more information quickly and thus be better able to respond to environmental stimuli. It is important to emphasize that these practices are not exclusive to people with ADHD. We can all benefit from interoception and panoramic vision to improve our ability to concentrate and focus. The text also mentions the importance of considering age-related cognitive decline. As we age, our working memory and ability to concentrate tend to decline, which can lead to an increase in attentional blinks. However, practicing interoception and panoramic vision can help offset some of these effects of aging. By keeping our brain active and engaged, we can preserve our ability to concentrate and focus throughout life. It is important to emphasize that meditation does not need to be a complex and time-consuming practice. We can start with just a few minutes a day and gradually increase the time according to our availability and interests. The important thing is to find a quiet time and place where we can focus on our breathing and our internal sensations, without being interrupted by external stimuli. In addition to meditation, other practices can also help us improve our interoception, such as physical exercise, reading books, and participating in creative activities. The important thing is to find activities that allow us to connect with our body and our emotions, and that help us develop our internal awareness. Panoramic vision can also be practiced in different situations in our daily lives. We can, for example, practice panoramic vision while walking down the street, observing the environment around us and expanding our visual perception. We can also practice panning while talking to others, paying attention not only to the words being said but also to facial expressions and body language. By practicing panoramic vision, we can become more aware of the world around us and thus be better able to respond to environmental stimuli effectively. In short, interoception and panoramic vision are powerful tools that can help us rewire our attentional circuits, improve our ability to concentrate and focus, and offset the effects of aging. By incorporating these practices into our daily lives, we can transform our ability to pay attention and focus, and thus be more productive, creative, and happy. It is interesting to note that the original text emphasizes the importance of not directing the mind to a specific state or place when practicing interoception. Instead, we should simply observe our breathing and our internal sensations without judgment or expectation. This non-directive approach can be particularly helpful for people who have difficulty meditating or who feel anxious or frustrated trying to control their thoughts. By simply observing our thoughts and emotions, without trying to change them, we can create an internal space of calm and acceptance. Furthermore, the original text highlights the importance of reducing the amount of visual information that reaches our brain when practicing interoception. This can be done by closing your eyes or practicing in an environment with low light and noise. By reducing sensory stimulation, we can allow our brains to rest and recover, which can lead to an improvement in our ability to concentrate and focus. It is important to note that practicing interoception and panoramic vision are not a cure for ADHD or age-related cognitive decline. However, these practices can be useful tools to complement other treatments and therapies. Furthermore, it is important to have realistic expectations regarding the results of these practices. Although we may experience a significant improvement in our ability to concentrate and focus, it is unlikely that we will become superhumans capable of maintaining attention for hours on end. The goal of these practices is simply to help us rewire our attentional circuits and develop greater awareness of our internal state so that we are better able to direct our attention where we want it. It's interesting to note the possibility that people with ADHD experience more attentional blinks than people who don't. This may be due to a tendency to focus excessively on certain elements of the environment, which can lead to a loss of important information. In this case, practicing panoramic vision can be particularly useful for people with ADHD, as it can help them expand their visual perception and detect more information quickly. Additionally, practicing interoception can help people with ADHD develop greater awareness of their internal state, which can help them regulate their emotions and control their impulses. In short, interoception and panoramic vision are powerful tools that can help us rewire our attentional circuits, improve our ability to concentrate and focus, and offset the effects of aging and ADHD. By incorporating these practices into our daily lives, we can transform our ability to pay attention and focus, and thus be more productive, creative, and happy. Remember that practice makes perfect. The more we practice interoception and panoramic vision, the easier it will be for us to rewire our attentional circuits and improve our ability to concentrate and focus. So, take a few minutes out of your day to practice these powerful tools and watch the transformation in your ability to pay attention and focus. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family so they too can benefit from these transformative practices. To conclude, the text presents us with two simple but powerful tools to improve our attention and focus: interoception and panoramic vision. Both practices can be incorporated into our daily lives, without the need for special equipment or a lot of time. Interoception, which involves focusing on our internal sensations, can be practiced anywhere and at any time. We just need to take a few minutes to focus on our breathing, our body sensations, and our emotions. Panoramic vision, which involves dilating our gaze and increasing our field of vision, can also be practiced in different situations in our daily lives. We can practice panoramic vision while walking down the street, while talking to other people, or while carrying out other activities. By incorporating these practices into our daily lives, we can transform our ability to pay attention and focus, and thus be more productive, creative, and happy. Furthermore, it is important to emphasize that these practices are not a magic solution to all of our attention and focus problems. However, they can be useful tools to complement other treatments and therapies. It is important to have realistic expectations regarding the results of these practices and remember that practice makes perfect. The more we practice interoception and panoramic vision, the easier it will be for us to rewire our attentional circuits and improve our ability to concentrate and focus. So, take a few minutes out of your day to practice these powerful tools and watch the transformation in your ability to pay attention and focus. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family so they too can benefit from these transformative practices. Remember that attention is a valuable resource that we can cultivate and improve throughout our lives. By investing in our ability to pay attention and focus, we can improve our quality of life and achieve our goals more easily. So don't waste any more time and start practicing interoception and panoramic vision today. You will be surprised at the results you can achieve. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to receive more tips and information on how to improve your attention and focus. Thank you for your attention, and I hope this video was useful to you. Remember that you have the power to transform your ability to pay attention and focus, and thus achieve your goals and live a fuller, happier life. So don't give up on yourself and keep practicing interoception and panoramic vision. You will be surprised at the results you can achieve. And if you have any questions or suggestions, leave your comment below. I will be happy to answer and help you improve your attention and focus. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.